in our Vinyasa flow portion for the first half of the class. Normally I do like a 15-minute type of a warm-up, but this is a 45-minute class today. So we're gonna do about 2 to 3 minutes to warm up the body and then get flowing a bit. If you have your blocks, grab your blocks. If you have a strap, grab a strap. If you don't have a strap, a tie or a belt is a really good option. So for today, guys, come on down to all fours, your hands and your knees in tabletop. We're gonna go through some cow and cat to warm up your spine. So first, just keep your wrists over your shoulders. And on your inhale, you're gonna arc your back for cow and lift your hips and lift your chin a little bit. Stay here and inhale again. And then exhale, round your back and puff your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. So this upper part of your spine really gets accentuated and rounded. Good. Now with your breath, inhale to cow, lift your tail and chin. Exhale to cat, roll, keep your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale up to cow. Exhale back to cat. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Just letting this awaken your spine. Keep going with your breath through cow and cat. It's about your spine and about your breathing. I want you to hold in cat when you get there. So this nice rounded back. Puff your chest up. Good. Now keep that puff, but bring your hips back behind your knees. Now your shoulders will go behind your wrists. And you might now feel this in your mid or lower back rather than your upper back. Keep holding if you do. If you don't, you may have to walk your hands back as well. Or you just might not feel it there if your low back is not very tight. Good. Take one more breath. I certainly feel that a lot. Nice. Walk your hands back out into a regular tabletop. Take a deep breath in, curl your toes under, and then downward facing dog with bent knees. Nice. Keep your knees bent in downward dog so that you can lift your tailbone up to the ceiling and lengthen out your spine. And take a few breaths here, letting your shoulders start to stretch and strengthen. Elongate through your spine. Elongate through your legs. Even if they're bent, you're feeling that length through like your femurs and the length through your shins, down to your heels. Good. Now very slowly, and I mean like a count of 10, so if you can count to yourself or out loud if you want. Straighten your legs in a count of 10 seconds. So on 10, they'll get straight. If you've already gone too fast, if you've already started and you're already there, then slow it down and start again. Just feeling that shift in your muscles. Yeah, on that 10th second, really press back with your thigh bones. Drive your heels towards the back of your mat. Drive your thighs to the wall that's behind you, or the couch, or the stove, or whatever there is. Good. Now look to your hands and take about 10 seconds again to walk your feet to your hands. And I mean that nice and slow. Count to yourself out loud or in your mind. It's just this conscious control of your body, control of your mind. So we're less reactive. We're more conscious in our movements. Halfway lift. Good. Forward fold. Exhale down. Good. Do that again. It's a great hamstring stretch. Halfway lift. Inhale, breath. Forward fold. Exhale your head to the floor. Now halfway lift. Make sure your feet are about 6 inches apart. Place your right hand down to the block or floor. I'm going to use blocks in case that you're using them at home. You know when. Bend your right knee, left arm comes up to the sky. Look up towards your top thumb and rotate to the left. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight, left arm to the sky. Beautiful, guys. Take one more breath in, reach up, up, up. And then switch hands and legs. Left hand down, left knee bent, right leg straight. Inhale, right arm up. Then left knee bent, right leg straight, right arm up to the sky as you rotate. Press your outer right hip to the back of the room for 4. For 2. And then hands to the ground. Exhale it out. Then move your block off to the side if you have it. Bend both knees generously. Hands to thighs and roll yourself up to standing. Just some support for your back as you come all the way up. Good. Arms up overhead. Breathe in. Forward fold, nice and slow. Exhale it down. Halfway lift to lengthen out your back. That's inhale. Right foot all the way back. That's your exhale. Good. Knee down as well. Then arms up to the sky. That's your inhale. Nice. Good. Hold here. Make steeple hands. Good. With your pointer fingers up, arms overhead, you're going to lift your chest. Hips go forward and reach back. Use that wrap of your hands, that bind, that mudra to reach behind you. Lengthen your arms and look up. Inhale. Hands to the ground. Nice job, guys. Plank pose. That'll wake you up. You can't go back to bed after doing that. Lower your knees to the ground, your chest and your chin to the ground so that your butt is up in the air. You've got a little back bend going on. Snake your hips down, snake your chest forward, baby cobra pose. Hug your elbows to your sides. Breathe in fully. Downward facing dog. Exhale that back out. Nice. Take an inhale breath as you are. And exhale, right foot between your hands, back knee down to the floor. Inhale to sweep your arms up and open. Now make a steeple hands, but with the other hand on top. So before I had my right thumb on top of my left, this time my left is on top. Lift your chest, lean back. And you'll know the opposite hand just because it feels weird. Lift out of your low back. Then look up and reach back. 3, awaken. 2, nice. Hands to the ground. Curl your back toes, step forward. Half lift, inhale, chest forward. Forward fold, exhale down. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Hands at chest center. Let's go again. Inhale, arms up overhead. Forward fold. This is one of my favorite flows. Halfway lift, inhale. Left foot back, knee down, exhale. Good. Arms overhead. Steeple hands, pointer fingers up. If it's too much on your shoulders, separate your hands or do whatever you'd like with them to help. Lift up, lean back, nice. And I love this flow because it stretches the hip flexors and the quad of this left leg, of this back leg here, which throughout our day, we're likely just gonna sit and shorten those muscles. Hands to the ground, plank pose. When we do all these lunges, we lengthen it. We kind of counter all the sitting. Knees, chest, and chin to the ground. Snake your legs back and chest forward, baby cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale, press back. Take one breath in. Exhale, left foot to your hands, back knee to the ground. Arms up, inhale. Steeple hands, good. Breathe in to go up. Exhale, go back, nice. Turn your right hip forward. Lift up and out of your low back, awesome. Hold your breath, inhale. Hands to the ground, exhale, step forward. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen your back. Forward fold and exhale. Inhale to standing, arms up overhead. Hands at chest center, exhale. Good, we've got another. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Be big, forward fold, exhale, take that down. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Good, right foot all the way back, knee down, exhale. Arms come up, breathe in. Go back for 3. Go back for 2. Hands to the ground, plank pose, step all the way back, hold your inhale. Knees, chest, and chin, exhale, then baby cobra, just like before. We are minimally using your hands, or use your hands more for full cobra, as if your arms are getting straight. Breathe here, roll your shoulders back and down. Downward dog, exhale, breath. Good, take an inhale together. Exhale, right foot to your hands, back knee down. Arms up to the sky, steeple hands. Inhale, go upward. Exhale, go backward. Good. This should also get your heart rate going a little bit. So I love the flow because it also wakes up your systems, mind and body. Hands to the ground, curl your back toes, step forward, halfway lengthen. Forward, fold it out. Come up to standing, inhale, breath. Hands at chest center. We've got one more, then we move on. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down, half lift. Inhale, breath. Left foot back, exhale, knee to the floor. Good, arms up to the sky, in breath, steeple hands. Go back, exhale, 3. Look up and look back just a little bit more than you did before. Hands to the ground, plank pose. Great work, guys. Take one breath in, knees, chest, and chin. So you've got your hips up with that little back bend. Snake your legs back, chest forward. Baby cobra or cobra with straighter arms. Regardless, open up the front of your chest. Downward facing dog. One inhale here. Exhale, left foot to your hands, back knee down. Arms up to the sky, in breath. Steeple hands, maybe the awkward hand on top. Lift up, lean back, 3. Lift up, lean back, 1 more breath. Hands to the ground, step forward, nice. Halfway lift, breathe and keep going. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach, reach, reach. Hands at chest center. Good, close your eyes. Hold as still as you can for 3 breaths. You might want to move your shirt or get water, and you can just in 2 more breaths. Be as still as you can here. Nice. Good. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Turn sideways, facing the left edge of your mat. So left foot to the back of the mat, right foot to the front. Turn all 10 toes to face the side of the room, side of the mat. Hands to your hips, lift your chest. Now lead with your chest, chin stays up a little bit to forward fold. It helps you keep a long back, and then drop your hands between your feet. Drop your head all the way down so it doesn't have to do work and hold itself up. Good, walk your hands forward so that you're kind of halfway lifting in this pose. Your spine is long, your legs are long. Now turn your right toes out to 10 o'clock, your left toes, your back toes, and you're gonna lunge towards the back of your mat, which is the left leg. And again, just check that your left toes are turned out to about 10 o'clock. That will help you lunge. And you should feel this pretty immediately in all your inner leg muscles. I'm feeling it everywhere, especially first thing in the morning. Good, hold here. And I want you to use your breath to breathe into the sensation. That might be physically not possible, but imagine that you could breathe into those muscles, giving them life and energy and space. Then use your hands to go to the other side. So you now turn your left toes out to about 2 o'clock. Sorry, your right toes. Lunging towards the front of your mat in a side lunge. So your chest stays facing the side of your mat still. Good, inhale breath here. Stay with your exhale. And same thing, you're gonna hold and breathe as if you can breathe into your inner thighs, your groins. Imagine that you can neutralize the sensation with your breath, with your thoughts. Nice, you guys. Come back up to center. Hands to the middle, toes face the side of the mat. Hands to thighs or hands to hips, come halfway and then all the way up to standing. Turn your right toes towards the front of the room, hands to your hips. Good, you're gonna inhale breath, keep your chest to the side. Exhale, bend your front knee like warrior two. And then inhale, straighten your knee. And exhale, bend your knee like warrior two. Good, if you need to lengthen your stance, inhale. Exhale, bend so that your knee goes over your ankle. Inhale. Exhale, good. We're just pumping into your hips. One more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, right knee over right ankle. Right forearm to right thigh. Left arm comes over your left ear. Nice. Use your right forearm to help rotate your left rib cage backward. Left seam of your shirt up to the ceiling. Stay here or reach your right hand inside of your right shin to your ankle or to the floor. So you've got options, forearm to thigh or reaching lower. One breath here. Nice. And then you're gonna stand all the way back up, Turn your toes to the side of the mat. This time for goddess pose. You're gonna turn your toes out as best as you can. Heels in, nice and low. Use your hands to your legs. It normally helps to support as you get into this awkward position. But use your hands to press your thighs back a little bit. So this opens the inside of your legs, your groins again. We've been really working that muscle here. But it also strengthens your outer hips. Lift your chest up as vertical as you can. Now lift your arms into goalposts. No hands to your thighs makes it a little bit harder. Embrace the shakes and as best as you can, neutralize the sensations with your breath and with your thoughts. Where your mind goes, energy flows. So send your mind to what you want to feel or to neutral thoughts here for 3, 2. Slowly stand up, up, up. Nice, turn your toes to the front of the mat, hands down, downward facing dog. Exhale that back. Nice, you guys. Right leg up to the sky, breathe in. Bend your top knee, turn your hips to face the right wall. Press evenly into both hands. Take one more breath, right knee goes up, up, up. Straighten your right leg, step your foot between your hands. Nice, now we're gonna load up this right leg because we're gonna bring all of our weight to it again. So arms up overhead, crescent lunge now. Back leg is straight, but to modify, you can lower your back leg. Good, hands at chest center. Lean over your front thigh. Now prayer twist to the right, left elbow over your right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a lot. Right shoulder goes back. Now with your eyes, it's helpful to balance by looking down. It's harder to balance by looking at the side wall or even all the way up to the ceiling. So you take your pick. 2 more breaths. Stay with it no matter what your right leg is saying. Build that strength. Hands to the floor. Awesome. Step forward to the front. Woo, hello, right leg. Halfway lift. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Rise to standing. Inhale, breath. Hands to chest center. Good. Other side. Arms up. Inhale. Forward, or not forward fold, step all the way back. Exhale, right foot to the back of your mat. I'm gonna turn and face you though. Good. So your right foot to the back of the mat, left foot's at the front. Hands to your hips, breathe in. and then forward fold. So you're doing the other side now. I can't mirror you, or else I'm just gonna show you my back the whole time. So make sure you're facing the side of the mat that you haven't faced yet. Nice, and then forward fold. Awesome, you guys, good. Now halfway lift. You're gonna do the same thing. I'm not gonna mirror you now. So I'm gonna go to my right, and you're gonna go to your right. So turn your right toes out halfway, lunge to your right leg. Nice. So lunging towards your right leg, in this case for you, it's gonna be your back leg, the leg that's at the back of your mat. Press your chest forward and your hips back. Now, if you want for the second round, you can bring your hands up to chest center. Makes it a little bit harder. You've got to have more balance and more strength with the stretch. But sometimes it just feels nice to put your hands down. Up to you. Hold for 2. Now, with your hands or without your hands, transition to the other side. Go to your left side, so towards the front of your mat. Again, I'm doing opposite of you because I'm facing you on my other side than you are. Good, hold here and breathe. Nice. Take one more breath. Okay, hands to the ground, come back to center. Hands to your hips or hands to your thighs to help you stand all the way up. Awesome. Good. So turn your left toes towards the front of your mat. I'm going to switch my feet now because I can demo this and see you at the same time. You're going to do warrior 2 legs with your hands to your hips. Okay, so breathe in, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend your left knee, lower down. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend and lower. Nice. 2 more. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend and lower. Last one. Inhale, straight, straight, straight. And then exhale, bend your knee and lower. Hold there. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. And then right arm towards the front of the room over your right ear. Press your left forearm into your thigh to help roll your right rib cage back. Breathe for 3. Wonderful, guys. Hands down to the ground. Step back, dog pose. Exhale that out. Ooh, there's a lot of inner thigh work. Don't worry, we still have another goddess coming. Okay, step your left foot or bring your left leg up to the sky first, sorry, and then bend your top knee, turn your hips to face the left wall. Good, so you're trying to stretch your legs apart from each other with your top knee bent. Straighten your top leg, step your foot to your hands, crescent lunge pose. Good, if you're feeling the heat, that is purposeful. If you're getting a little sweaty, good. Hands at chest center. Lean over your front leg. Straighten your back leg. Prayer twist to the left wall. Again, a good modification is to drop your back knee. It helps with a little bit more stability. Good. Use your hands. Press your bottom arm into your leg to help you to rotate. For 2, rinsing out your spine. Good. Hands to the floor. This time, step back. Downward facing dog. Nice. Good. All right, walk your hands back to your feet. We're almost to the ground. Come all the way up to standing. That's it. Step your right foot to the front of your mat. Turn to the left edge of your mat. And come into goddess pose. One more time. So turn your toes out. This is going to be our last standing pose of the whole practice. And this is quite the standing pose to end on. So your toes turn out as much as you can, and your knees go with your toes. If your knees are caving in, make sure you turn your toes the same direction as both knees. Inhale, arms up, straight up. Exhale, goalpost arms. Nice. Now with your arms, pull your arm bones back. Pull your core muscles in so you're in as little of a back bend as possible. Now we're gonna hold here. If you get tired, I recommend to not straighten your legs, but to bring your hands back to your legs. It kind of helps you to rest just a little bit. Try to keep your legs bent the whole time. We're gonna stretch them really good in just a few minutes, but we're here for 8. Yes, 8. 7, I'm counting by long breaths. 6. So if you want to distract yourself, breathe really long and count those breaths. 4. 3, set your eyes to a single point. My legs are shaking. 2, slowly, not reactively, slowly stand up. Awesome. Downward facing dog. Ooh, hello, Monday morning. All right, you guys, drop your knees. Well deserved. Keep your hips right over top of your knees. Point your toes. Stretch out your arms and then lower your forehead. Puppy pose. So puppy pose is different than child's. In child's, your hips are all the way back. In puppy pose, they're all the way up. It's like a little downward dog. Keep your arms straight. Let the weight of your chest fall to the floor. And just take about 3 or 4 more breaths here, just to slow your heart rate down a little bit as we transition to our yin practice. Our yin practice is slower, more cooling. Good, walk your hands up, guys, so that you're now in a tabletop pose. I want you to bring your hands to the left, swing your right leg up so that you're in a familiar lunge that we've been in. Good, so bring your hands to the center of your mat and your right toes all the way to the right edge of your mat. Almost like your foot's gonna fall off the mat, but it doesn't. Then turn your right toes out to 2 o'clock. Your toes will now be off your mat. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. So I don't know if you can see, but I can see the sole of my right foot because I've rolled to the outer edge of it. This is called a dragon's lunge, where you're gonna hold here. This will get to your outer and inner hip for the next minute or so. And you can stay here, or I recommend lowering your forearms onto blocks or like 2 dictionaries or something if you'd like. Or a couple of pillows. But a really good option is to just stay on your hands with your arms straight. But if you do that, make sure your wrists are not under your shoulders. Yeah, make sure your hands are more forward. You can always bring your forearms all the way down to the floor for the deepest version of the stretch. And in this pose, we're not strengthening anything. So I want you to think about release. Where can you soften and let go and let be? Notice the muscles around your right hip, inside it, outside it, in front of it, behind it. And can you exhale and let those muscles release? Same with the muscles in the front of your left hip. Just breathing in and out an essence of softness. Wonderful, guys. One more breath here. Good. Hands to the floor, walk them back. Walk them to the left again so you can swing your right leg around nice and slow. Make that adjustment. Walk your hands off to the right so you can swing your left leg to the left edge of your mat and bring your hands back to center. Turn your left toes out to about 11 or 10 o'clock so your left toes are off the mat. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot. So now your left leg is going away from your body. Dragon's lunge is the name of this yin pose, and you're going to stay here with your hands in front of your shoulders or forearms to props or forearms to the ground for the deepest version of this stretch. So yin again is the kind of cooling aspect of things. It's calm, it's quiet, it's still, it's dark, it's subtle. Whereas yang is the opposite of that. It is hot, it is moving, it is radiant, it is obvious. And that's what we just did. We just did a yang practice for the first 2/3 of the class. Moving, getting warm. And right now we're looking to cultivate its opposite. And it doesn't matter if you feel like you're better at one or the other. What matters is that we have a balance of these energies, a balance of yin and yang. Too much yang when we're go, go, go and move, move, move. That can only last for so long before we come to a crash and halt. And too much yin, which is just slow and still, we become lethargic, non-motivated. So both energies balance us. Come back up onto your hands or walk them back under your shoulders. Move your hands towards the right so you can bring your left leg all the way back. Nice, you guys. And then you're going to swing your legs around. Come into a seat facing the front of your mat. I'm going to turn to the side to face you. And you're going to bring your soles of your feet to touch. But then bring them more forward so that your legs make like a diamond shape. Your heels are not really close to your groin. Your heels are away from your groin. You're going to inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, lean over your legs. And when you do that, imagine that if your forehead center was going to magically drop to your feet, that it would drop to the arches of your feet. So place the arches of your feet in a position where it would catch your head if your head fell. If you were just going to fold in half like a piece of paper. If you have a block, you can always place a block or a couple of blocks on your feet so your head can rest. Otherwise, just let your head be easy. Relax your neck if that's okay. Yang energy is when we're kind of in these phases of like planning and action and doing and creating. And yin is acceptance and being present. And so right now, yang is what helps us to make the plans, to adjust, to pivot in this uncertain time. And yin is that voice in our mind that's saying, this is just how it is for right now. Let's work with it. Your yang energy is what got you up this morning to bring yourself to your mat. It's your motivator, it's your discipline, your pusher. And your yin is your ability to be as still as possible in these poses. Two more breaths. Nice, guys. Walk your hands back if they're forward. Lift your chest all the way up. Good. And then extend your legs straight out in front of you. All right, when I go to a double pigeon pose, you're going to take your right shin parallel to the front of your mat. And with your left leg, you're going to hold on to your leg and give it a nice cradle. Goes back and forth. So again, right shin is parallel to the front of your mat. Place your left ankle on top of your right knee. And on the other side, your right ankle under your left knee. Scoot your hips to the middle in case they're off to the side. And this is where you're going to hold and fold down. But this can be a really hard position. So if on top of your knee is not working, put your foot in front of your knee. That'll still target your outer hips. I even still feel that for sure. So you can do one or the other, ankle on your knee or ankle in front. This can be one of those hip stretches that makes you like claw through the floor. It's intense. So to counter that, you're using your kind of principles of yoga that you know. You soften your muscles in these poses. You move your breath nice and steady. And you just be with the sensation without reaction, just by experiencing it. So that at any point in your day or your week, or your month or the next hour, if you are in an interaction with someone else and you feel like you're gripping and you're clenching and there's tension that you can feel in your body, that you can breathe, you can soften your muscles, and you can be with that moment so that you can recenter yourself. These poses and this practice of yoga is a vehicle to grow inside and out so that our yoga, our true yoga, can be practiced off the mat. 3 more breaths. Good. And then start to lift yourself all the way up. That's one of my favorite poses. And then release your legs out. Not because it's comfortable, because it gets all the right muscles. Good. Left shin parallel to the front of your mat. Hold on to your right leg and give it a little kind of side to side movement. A little bit of a wake up, extra wake up. And then place your right ankle on top of your left knee. On the other side, your ankle under your knee. And remember, your hips are not even. You have a right hip and a left hip, but they've experienced different things. So if this doesn't feel good on this side, place it in front of your knee. If it feels better, keep it on top of the knee. And it's one breath at a time. Inhale as you are, and you exhale to just soften. Let your body goes where it goes. Inhale, Exhale, maybe you release down a little more. Just one breath at a time. You can stay vertical and upright, as I'm sure you've realized at this point. Soften your jaw. Ungrip any tension of your fingers. So drum your fingers out for a moment. Beautiful. Just breathe as you are. Three more breaths. Soften where you can soften. Nice, you guys. And then start to lift yourself all the way up. Whew. Extend your legs out. Good. Come onto your back. Now from your back, we're going to go into a shoulder stand. So your legs can come up and then overhead and shimmy your shoulders under your back. And make sure to keep the back of your head to the mat. Don't look left and right. So if you have to look to see what's going on the television or your phone, then come out of the pose to look, but keep the back of your head to the ground the whole time. You can stay here and plow with your feet behind you, or lift your legs up for a shoulder stand. Good. You can keep your legs up or hold plow pose. I'm going to hold plow. For this morning, it's really stretching out my lower back, the back of my neck, the back of my legs. So you can choose your variation. If you don't want to do this, or you're finding it hard to access, then just stay on your back, hug your knees to your chest, roll side to side. Good. 3 more breaths. If your legs are vertical, bring your knees towards your ears. If you're on your shoulders, lower your hands to the ground and slowly roll out to your back. Nice. Good. Happy baby. Hold on to your feet. And then press into your feet as if your knees are going to come to the ground next to you. As if is the key word. I have no plans on my knees being able to touch the floor here. If they do, something really bad happened. So just hold, keep your low back to the ground. Rock side to side a little bit. A little playfulness in your body. Good, and come into a Savasana. With your legs stretched out in front of you. And your arms next to your body. And together, take a nice big inhale breath. Breathe out your mouth or nose, exhale. Just breathe naturally now. Feel the weight of your chest fall to the floor. The weight of your eyes fall back into their socket. The weight of your head fall into the ground. and the weight of your mind fall towards the back of your skull. I'm going to take one more breath here. And if you have some more time at home, feel free to stay here longer. If 45 minutes is your practice today, then go ahead, bend your knees, hug them towards your chest. Roll off to your side and press all the way up to seated, facing the front of your mat. With your eyes closed, inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands at chest center, sitting tall out of your low back. Draw your shoulder blades slightly backward to keep your chest open. Keeping all that work with you in your mind and in your body as you go throughout your day. And more importantly, remember to share that with someone else. Thumbs to your forehead center. Good. Beautiful work, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, joining me for an online flow. I acknowledge you for continuing your practice. So I'll be back here again Monday next week with Coppermine. The time might change, so just check back with me or Coppermine on that. Tomorrow night I teach for Yoga Works at 5:45, and Wednesdays I always drop a little 30-minute class of my own, but all my information for my online classes, no matter where I'm teaching, is on my website. So yogawithlindsay.com if you want to look for my recorded classes or upcoming schedule for online stuff. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste, everyone.